In today's video tutorial, we will be covering Canva, an awesome free image editing software. Welcome back to Optimized, and my name is Ryan. I am your host, and today we're looking at Canva. I freaking love Canva. It is so awesome. Just so you know, I am not an affiliate. They don't have an affiliate program, or I would be. And I actually am on a paid plan with Canva, but you can use their software for free. It just becomes a real pain when you use it as much as I do. Here are a handful of things I've done over the past couple months. I work on my graphics, I work on my clients' graphics, and I mean it's pretty extensive. You see, you can do a lot of stuff with this. I mean, it's definitely not a Photoshop replacement, but I have used Photoshop in the past. I'm definitely not that great with Photoshop, although I was at one point. You can't do a lot of the stuff you can do in Photoshop, but as far as cropping images, resizing images, changing from a PNG to a JPEG, for printed material, you can save it as a PDF and stuff like that. You can add these overlays, as you can see in this one right here. So you can add, I put a navy blue background here with white text. I added in these arrows, for example, on this one. And this is a long, skinny image right there that I just uploaded to Facebook. But here are some of the awesome things I love about Canva, and I think you will really like them too. So if you go to create a design right there, and let's go right back there, my bad. So if you're on your home screen, obviously if you're just getting started, you're not going to have all these prior images you made, but this will be up here, I believe, and you can click more, and then you'll have even more options. So recommended for you. So this will just be as you make more and more stuff. I think it just puts what you're using the most often up there, but then it breaks it down into social media posts, documents, blogging and ebooks, marketing materials, etc., etc. So it really makes it easy. So social media and email headers, so you can just click on them. It's going to tell you the pixels right here, so you're no longer guessing or trying to look up what the image sizes need to be. If you have ever created images as far as like profile pics or backgrounds for any of these social media platforms, it doesn't even freaking matter what they're supposed to be, because screen sizes vary and the display is going to vary, and I haven't found one that says, oh, you can upload an image for your desktop view, for your tablet view, for your mobile view. And why that isn't a thing, I have no idea, but it really frustrates me. But if you want an ideal Facebook post size, this is definitely correct. YouTube thumbnail, just like the thumbnail you saw for this video. Instagram post. So it does make it quick and easy, but you can go to use custom dimensions right here and type in whatever you want. You can do it in pixels, millimeters, or inches. So whatever you are more comfortable with, you can do that. And I just love the customability, if that's a word, but very, very, very slick. And I'll show you how it's even slicker. If you pick the wrong size, you can actually resize it and keep everything you did prior to that point where you realize I need it to be 20 pixels wider or 10 pixels shorter or whatever. This is something, I don't know if this is in the free version or not, but I have my company colors, brands that I use a lot are in here. So I can quickly and easily get these. I don't have to be typing in hex codes or nothing like that. So that makes it very cool. I believe this is part of the paid features, but I'm not positive on that. You can get logos in here, stuff like that. You can collaborate with your team. There are even more templates. So look at this, like, say business cards, for example. Then it just has a bunch of standard stock layouts. All these images in here are free to use, royalty free, and you can obviously change the text, swap out the colors, change the images, add to it, subtract from it, whatever. It's a real plug and play type thing. They even have a logo thing, so If you want to get a logo on the cheap, this would be a great option right here. Just get Canva and pick one of these and you'll be good to go. It's really funny. A company I just sold, my first company ever, I sold it earlier in 2018, and they literally, I just saw this and I just saw their new logo. They just rebranded and they used this right here from Canva for the new logo for my old company. Oh my gosh, that is just absolutely too funny. Okay, let's go to create a design here. I'll go ahead and do it. We'll just say we're making a Facebook post. It's going to open up a new tab right here, and then you'll be able to, you can go start with the layout. So this is basically from the templates we just looked at earlier on the home screen. Right here, find templates. So whatever you pick, the templates are just going to load right here. You'll notice free, 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 and then if you keep going down, eventually there'll be like $1 or something like that. I rarely pay Canva for any kind of images or templates or anything like that. I usually just find those from royalty-free, free places, and that's the way I do that. But if you want to, if you find one you really like, you can certainly do that. So let's just start right here with background. So if you want a background, boom, it just, it's going to be your whole background. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. If you just want it to be a solid color, that kind of stuff, you can put in your own hex color right here. So whatever you want the background to be, you don't even have to use a background. So I just clicked on it, hit delete, it's gone. Okay, text. So it doesn't really matter. I don't believe it matters what text you pick here, because you can just totally customize it from here. There's all kinds of fonts. Switch whatever font you want. If you're designing a lot of stuff, pick out a couple fonts and stick with those. You want all your marketing material on your website, printed material, etc., to have the same font. It's a big deal when you're actually trying to create a brand. You have your font size right here, but let's just go to high. Sometimes it's funky with highlighting and not clicking and doing what you want. Let's just say high right there. Okay, and let's say I wanted 144. Oh, well, that's not big enough. Okay, well, just type in whatever you want. It'll go bigger than the presets. Here is where I have all my default colors stuck in here, so I can just quickly reference. Here's my optimized color palette from our logo, but you can always just click add, and then you have your wheel right here, and just go around and any color under the sun. Some of the fonts you can bold, some of them you can italicize, some you can't, like this one. You have the left centered, right centered, all caps. So if this was lowercase, well, I have it clicked, so I typed it in lowercase, but if you have all caps clicked, it'll just do that real quick and easy for you. And then you have your bullet points if you want bullet points. Spacing, you can space out the letters like that. And then if we come to another line here and we say hi again with the exclamation point, and we're saying, oh, that's too much space in between those, and you can move them like so. I've never used this, so I don't know what that does, so I'm sorry about that. But this line spacing does come in handy. You can change the text box size, so that's gonna determine where it automatically returns. So you can play around with that. You can hit enter in here just like that to get another space or whatever. Of course, you can just come back over here, pick another one, and now you have a whole new one. But say you didn't want to do that, say you spent some time customizing this, the colors, the font, the blah blah blah, you can just hit copy. So now we have a copy. Voila. So we want this one to be transparent. It's really that easy. So put like that. You can go arrange. So we can say to the back, to the forward. Which one am I on? It's kind of stupid that I'm on the same color here. Okay, so say back. I don't know why that's doing that, but let's arrange this one. Okay, that's kind of frustrating. Let's put something on here like a shape. So I clicked on elements and put on this solid square shape right here, and we'll make it green. Let's not make it green, let's make it that color, and hit back, and that is what back does. So if we click on that, these icons come up, arrange forward, so now it's blocking that one and that one back. So you have all the layers like that. So I think that covers that. So you have, square that's transparent in the middle, so it's just the outline. You have the square with outline and whatever color in the middle. You can change your colors right up here for either one of those. So go that green, and then we'll click on the blue and make it that color. So that's pretty cool. Then you have circles, triangles, blah blah blah. Something I use a lot is arrows. So for something like an arrow, you just type in arrow right there, and then here's a bunch of different icons for arrows. And if you notice, a lot of them are free. And then as you scroll down, then you'll get into some that are, like I said, I've only seen $1, so $1 US, not that bad. So that is how I use this. Another thing that's crucial, and this is why you really will probably, if you like Canva, you're going to end up getting the paid version, because you have uploads where you can upload any image, any of your images, anything you get off the web, royalty free stuff, all that kind of stuff. And then you can make folders and keep it. So you can upload on the free version. You 100% can upload on the free version, but what happens is all the images come into this default bucket for uploads. So sometimes I get lazy and I'm just real quick and I still upload them to uploads. But what is really beneficial about the paid version is I have all my client stuff down here, where I have like lawn crack stuff's in lawn crack. So that's all lawn crack stuff. Maximizing results has maximizing results stuff. So Jeremy's mowing has Jeremy mowing stuff. So that's what's up with that. Here's my optimized, obviously. That is what is up with it. And then you can just you click on that and you can resize all this kind of stuff. And yeah, while I was editing the video, I realized I left out a couple key features, so I wanted to cover those real quick. So I'm adding that in right now. But this is a good example of something you can do, and you'll do a lot with this, resizing images. So this actually isn't a good example, but we just built this page for our client Profit Solutions group to display all of their reviews. I think this turned out really nice. Got a call to action right there. And I mean, it helps when you have a lot of reviews like this, then you can click through to go see the reviews on Google, Facebook, and sign up for the free consultation right here. But I made these custom buttons here, and I just think it's a really nice touch, as opposed to just going with the stock button you'd get from WordPress. If you did not know, I build with Divi and WordPress. I highly recommend that. But I just created this in Divi, and I made the Facebook one and the Google one just like that. I took their little logo favicon type deal right there, and made a little button out of it. I added the border inside of Divi. But that's the type of stuff you can do. And so the thing I wanted to show you was like resizing an image. Like, let's say you had, you're trying to get this onto your web page, and this is like 1920 or 1980 by 1920 by 1080 pixels or something like that. Well, you don't want to upload a picture that big to your web page, because that's a huge file, or not necessarily a huge file, but a bigger file than you necessarily need, because this is not displaying anywhere near that. So you want to shrink this down to approximately what it is, and I would estimate this is something like 800, 900 pixels by 550, 600 pixels tall, something like that. So you could take an image like that. So this is a better example right here. This is an image I took with my cell phone. So this is a big file from a quality camera on a on a camera phone, you know what I mean, as quality as that gets, but they do make some nice, take some decent pictures. So, you know, you're gonna, depending on what size you go to, you're gonna lose whatever, but you can make this fit and look right and display right on your website, which is just crucial in my opinion. And let's say you did want this to be taller, and right now we're currently at 500 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall. If you come up to File right here, change dimensions, use custom dimensions, you can change that right there. So let's make it twice as tall. I went from 200 to 400, resize, boom, like that, drag it on out. You know, this picture and stuff is not the best example for this, but you can see my point. You can resize whatever you need, and if you guessed wrong, you can just come up here and change dimensions and do it like that. Another thing, say I was making this image for Facebook and I also wanted to use it on Instagram. Well, the recommended file image size is different, so you could come up here and just go to resize and then switch it to whatever you want, and you could pick multiple ones or whatever. But you know, most commonly the way I use this is Instagram to Facebook to YouTube thumbnail. I'll make them very similar, but I'll adjust them so they display properly on each different one or whatever. So you know, Facebook's going to be 940 by 788, so we'll take a look at what happens. Click it, and it's going to bring it up, and it's going to make the canvas that size, and voila, now we're at the recommended size for a Facebook post. Okay, so those are two things I wanted to do. Another thing I wanted to touch on was the zoom. So if you're getting really detailed, you have on the edges, you can scroll up and down, or you can just use your little scrolly thing on your mouse. And if we go in even farther, now we have one down here where we can go. So this comes in, if you're getting really detailed on some stuff, you can zoom in and really get that fine, and then you can always go back to 100% so you'll see the actual display size. Very handy. Another thing is I love this feature. Say you wanted to get a little Facebook icon, you got a bunch of free options. You can just drag and drop that in there, resize. So you got YouTube, you got all the common stuff like that. So that is really nifty. I really like that and use that a lot. And I think the last thing I want to do was saving your stuff. So make sure when you save you don't have anything clicked like this, because it will not pick that up from my experience. So make sure you click off, nothing's highlighted on your image, and then you go to download, and you have these options right here: JPEG, PNG, PDF standard, print, and then this is experimental, so I have not got into trying to make a GIF with this. I haven't really found anything I really like to make a GIF with. I was messing around with Giphy, but so if you want a transparent background, what you need to understand is if you uploaded something that had a white background, it's not going to make that transparent. So let's see if I can find an example like this right here. So this is white background, because if it was a transparent background right here, you would see through it, because there's that with the white background, there's that without the white background. So this one's transparent, this has a white background, this has a white background. So if I save this with the transparent background, because this is already white, it's not going to make that white. You need to use a different tool. I try Lunapic, lunapic.com. It doesn't work real well. There has to be a better way. Obviously, Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that will do a better job, but that gets pretty technical. So if you are going to save with a transparent background, you need that. It's got to be a PNG, and you click that box. But everything, all the images you uploaded had to already have a transparent background. So this outside the box there would be transparent, but this would still be white because it was white to start with. If you're uploading to the web, try to go with JPEG whenever you can, unless you do need that transparent background. And then for some printed material and stuff like that, you can use your PDF. And the very last thing I promised that I wanted to show before we get on with the rest of the video, the original shoot, is the crop feature. So we'll click on crop there. I have an image. I believe it only works on images, but say I didn't want this bottom part down here. So I'll just come down, go like that, snap off what you want, hit enter, boom, it's gone, and you're just left with that part of the image or whatever part you selected. And let's keep it moving. And that is what I wanted to add, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So here is the thumbnail I made. I did not spend a whole lot of time on this. Obviously, now that I just showed you how to use the program, this took like 3 minutes to make. So that is why, you know, if I felt the YouTube thumbnails were a really big deal, I would have spent a little more time on it, but I think this is just nice and clean. There's probably too much text on this for a YouTube thumbnail. It should be more picture focused, but I am just trying to get some content out here as I'm starting the channel, and I use this tool all the time for Facebook posts, for Instagram posts, YouTube thumbnails, editing the images on websites and stuff like that. Like, let's go check out one of our clients' websites. It's a client site that we are currently building. It is, I'd say, 80% of the way done. So it is looking pretty good. But this is why I use this program nonstop. For one, this image right here, oh, well, it's a slider, so we're not gonna get on it. But these images right here, like, I made all these in Canva. So I made that image you see right now. Then when you hover over it, it switches and the maintenance goes to learn more. Well, I needed it exactly the same size, exactly the same position, exactly the same colors, all that kind of stuff. Canva made that super easy, and I need this picture the same size as this picture, so they all displayed proportional and stuff like that. So here's one where I took this image, and this is actually the end of the image right here, and then I just flipped it and it continued here, so it would be wide enough to span the full width of the screen. They asked me to impose this kind of watermark look of their logo right there, which I think is a freaking awesome touch. So that's the kind of stuff, and obviously I put some transparency on that logo. These logos, for example, right here, these came as like PNGs, and a PNG is a bulky file type for a website. You don't want PNGs unless you need a transparent background. So these don't need transparent backgrounds, so they're JPEGs, and I resized them to be all the same size, so they are exactly uniform going across the screen here, because the way they sent them to me, there are different sizes. A couple of them were PNGs, and I'm trying to build super, you know, fast, sleek, optimized websites. That's what we do. But this is a pretty good example of what we can do for a website. This is definitely going to be our flagship site when this is done. I am really liking how this is turning out. But yeah, without Canva, this would not be possible. We would not be coming anywhere close to this, or I would be paying one of my guys that use Photoshop, or, you know, a third party, somebody to do a bunch of photo editing, and it would have made this website build a lot less profitable. So I hope you enjoyed that. I honestly use Canva every single day, and I'm getting no compensation in any way, shape, or form from Canva for this. I just love their product, and I actually did send them a message today and let them know I will be making videos, and maybe they should partner with me. But, you know, this is a baby YouTube channel, but we are about to blow up because we are taking over the internet. I have figured out Google's algorithm, and we are getting our clients to the top, and they are talking, and people are happy, everybody's making money, and that's what it's all about. We're trying to hook up clients with service providers or the product they're looking for, and they're looking online, and we make you look good online. So if you need to look good online, call us, or feel free to play around with this kind of stuff and do it yourself. But I have owned several businesses, built and sold them, and I will tell you that I would highly recommend you focus on growing your business and doing what you're good at, and let someone like us handle your marketing and graphic needs and all that kind of stuff. Because if you're trying to do both those things, you know, something's going to fall by the wayside, and there's going to be a lot of money left on the table. But until the next video, I hope you enjoyed, and take her easy.